Breakfast.
The Radio Wemo Breakfast.
And it's time to go and investigate farmers markets with Chris Fortune joining us in Blenheim there. Good morning to you, Chris.
Morning, Glenn.
Good morning, and nice wee poster behind you there on the Skype video feeds. Figs, I believe.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Figs are now in season all the way throughout New Zealand. You should be able to get great figs, and one of the things with them is that there's either bucket loads of them or there's very little. So you've got to get in there and enjoy them while they're at their best.
Yeah, what would you do? What would be your ideal recipe with a fig, Chris?
Figs, keep it really, really simple. Glenn, do you like to kiss?
Yeah, you could say that, I suppose. Yeah.
Chefs love to kiss. So when we're in the kitchen, we're kissing all the time. We like to keep it simple, stupid. And the idea is you take this really good product that Mother Nature's made for us and you just look after it. So figs and bacon is a classic traditional dish. Pan-fried figs, just with a little bit of a tiny little bit of olive oil, and then served up with nice soft cheese, and just fantastic. Nice.
Sounds very nice. Well, let's get on to the farmers markets. There's a bit of controversy in the farmers markets world this week. Tell us about this.
Yeah, one of our readers was looking through the local newspaper, and all of a sudden there's Pak'nSave advertising that they are just like a farmer's market, except that they're indoors. So, as you can imagine, obviously farmers markets have been around in New Zealand for the last 10 years. There's 50 of them floating around New Zealand, and they're all about local food, local producers, and really we don't have that much in common with Pak'nSave. So, some people may think it's a bit of flattery.
Yeah.
I tend to disagree. So, I don't know what Pak'nSave is thinking. Are Pak'nSave like a farmer's market? We certainly don't sell toilet paper, arts and crafts and kids' toys. Do they sell fresh food? Well, that's up for interpretation, isn't it?
True. Yeah, it's not unusual, of course, that Pak'nSave would be trying this. I mean, I suppose it's someone in an ad agency somewhere decided that this might be a good idea. But from what I understand, farmers markets are really trying to protect the identity of what really constitutes and makes up a farmers market.
Yeah, well, that's right, Glenn. So authenticity to us and transparency of who we are is one of our most important goals. And we're not into fancy marketing campaigns. We're not into promising the world. And what we are into is that communities, food producers have somewhere to sell their products, that you're guaranteed the freshest product, and it's at a really good price. Seasonal products, healthy products, it's all there at your local farmers market. To be compared to a major supermarket chain, I probably cheap publicity stunt on their behalf. But hey, if you throw stones around, expect them to be returned. And last time I did, wasn't Pak'nSave associated with Australia? I don't know.
Well, no. I was actually going to say that that Pak'nSave and New World are to me probably the best of a bad. Well, no, I wouldn't say bad. I don't want to include bad in there, but they are the New Zealand own the food stuff. So it's progressive. That is, now Countdown was Woolworths and whatnot.
But if you want to insult someone, don't you just call them an Aussie?
You're right. Sure.
So, look, no, they are New Zealand owned. Pak'nSave is New Zealand owned. That's probably the only thing that they have in common with farmers markets. New Zealand farmers markets are all New Zealand food producers. We don't allow imported products into our farmers markets for the very, very reason that what we're doing is celebrating regional, seasonal food products. And you can only do that at your local farmers market, where you get to taste before you buy.
Yeah.
You get to sample the goods, and you get to talk to the person that's made the product. That's the key behind it.
Yeah. Well, let's look at a good farmers market. Which one are you going to highlight this week?
So farmers markets, last week we talked about the Canterbury farmers markets, and they've had a really, they've had a tough time. I want to talk about the Gisborne farmers market. We're going to shoot back up to the North Island on the east coast. Gisborne farmers market, I was up there 3 months ago. Absolutely fantastic.
What's the?
Have you been there before?
Yeah, no, I have. The East Cape is one area of New Zealand I've never been to, and I've got to fill that gap in really in my knowledge of New Zealand. But what is specific about the Gisborne Farmers Market that makes it a little bit different to others?
Well, it was also my first trip up to the Gizzy area, and the hospitality, the people themselves, they are a little bit out on the coast there, and so you really got to look after yourself. And there was a real sense of community, not just at their farmers market. We went out to the local restaurants, met and went down and visited the local shops and the newspaper. And so the sense of community, and that's a really important part of farmers markets, is that if you've got a good community, you've got a vibrant community, you tend to have a group of people that enjoy working with each other. Farmers markets are often more successful, and you get this huge array of food products. So Gisborne is famous for oranges, citrus. It's also a pretty good wine growing region, and so at their local farmers markets we had everything from wine, citrus, meats, cheese, freshly roasted coffee from Gisborne, a whole selection of fruit and vegetables, chilies, carrots, cucumbers. Beautiful. Nice.
And chilies, I'm glad you mentioned chilies because they're bang on in season at the moment, and we've got some great ones growing at home, but there are so many more varieties coming on at farmers markets around the country. I think people are really getting into not just your standard pepper, but looking at the full range.
Well, and that's it. It's chilies and tomatoes. This is the season. If you want to do your own preserving, or you're looking at putting some stuff away for later on, chilies, tomatoes, go grab them. The heirloom tomatoes that you can buy these days are absolutely fantastic, full of flavour. A little bit different than those Aussie ones. The Aussie ones we use for cricket practice and bowling practice because they're round, they're red, but they don't resemble or taste like tomatoes. So heirloom tomatoes are often the tomatoes you'll buy at a farmer's market. They're just full of flavour. This is the best time of the year to get them. End of summer, coming into autumn, beautiful.
Well, make sure you go and vote for your favourite farmers markets, and you can do that right now up at the on the website, the Taste Farmers Markets Awards .co. Is it .co.nz?
It's .org.nz, but if you put in either, it will get to us. So it's the Taste Farmers Markets .org.nz, and you can vote online. You've got to get in if you want to be in for a trip to Singapore, and we're going to send you to Singapore. We're going to send you to a cooking school. We're going to give you a tour around the Singapore Farmers Market. If you get online, vote for your favourite farmers market, whether it's Gisborne, Hamilton, Auckland, Southland, Christchurch, or one of those far-flung Taranaki or Bay of Islands. Get online, vote for your favourite farmers market, and be in to win a trip to Singapore.
Nice one, Chris. Really appreciate that, and really nice to check in and discover new farmers markets around the country, and also to get the dirt on the farmers market controversy as well. It's brilliant. We'll talk to you.
That's about it. Thanks,
see you, mate. Talk to you next week. Yeah, Chris Fortune there joining us in Blenheim there today. Right, got to track